Well, good morning. It's Reverend James from All Saints, and it's really lovely to be back with you today from wherever you're joining me, whether it's in your classroom or at home. It's really lovely to be back with Chandler. Good morning, everyone. Now, Assembly this month, I understand the theme is love, and you probably have quite a few really nice assemblies. So let's try and do something different. What I want us to think about is the idea of how to share our love around the world. So, firstly, I'd like us to think about a number, and the number I'm thinking about is actually 300, or just more than 300, actually. So, what I want you to do is sit still just for a little bit, for about 20 seconds, and think about what I could mean by that number. What do you think I'm thinking about when I give you that number, 300, just more than 300? So just take a little time to think. What does he mean by that? Well, I'd love to hear your responses. I don't know what you're thinking, but I can come up with a few ideas. Or perhaps he's thinking about that film, The 300, about those 300 brave Spartans that fought 1,000,000 Persians to save Greece from invasion in long ancient times, a long time ago. Well, no, it's not that. Oh, perhaps he's thinking there are more than 300 children at Chandler. Well, yes, that's true, but that's not the number or what I'm thinking of. Or perhaps he's hoping he's got 300 friends. Well, it's none of those, I'm afraid. What it is that actually it's the amount of times that the word love is mentioned in the Bible. That's right, over 300 times. That's how important the word and the idea is. And in fact, most great religious texts of different religions have the idea of love in there a lot, because it is really important to us and to life and how we live our lives. So let's move on from that wonderful starting point to just think about some of the people who show love to us. So just take a little bit, sitting still where you are in your classroom at home. Close your eyes if you want to, but you don't have to. And just think, who are the people who show me love every day? Well, I'd love to know what you've come up with. I can make a pretty good guess, because I can't get you to tell me at the moment with the way we're sharing assembly. But I bet you came up with friends, perhaps, or family, pets. I hope you may have even come up with a teacher or one of the local vicars, like myself or Clive Potter at St John's. And that's how many wonderful people there are in our lives, I'm sure, with what we came up with. Now, what's interesting is that we love people in different ways, and that's really important. How our parents love each other is, of course, different to how we love them. And how we love our parents is different from how we love our friends. So there are different ways to love. Not only is it really important, but there are different ways that we show our affection and our care for each other. And that's part of growing up, learning that. So what I'd like you to do with that information is to think of our local area, to think of Whitley and Milford. That's the whole of our area that we come from in Chandler and in church locally. So that's from the beyond the garden centre in Milford, down past Tesco's, past the shops in Milford, past Milford School. Some of you probably have come to Chandler from there, past St John's Church to the roundabout, turn left down Petworth Road, And oh yes, we've then got the Star, and we've got the village stores, and we've got Chandler School, and then on, we've got a lot on after that. We've got the White Hart Pub, and we've got All Saints Church, and then on up to Sunny Hill, and then on into Wormley. So it's a really big area, and I wonder how many of the people you were thinking of came from that area. I think probably quite a lot come from our immediate local area. But there's a world beyond that. There's the whole country. There's the United Kingdom of England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. So beyond Whitley and Milford, there's Surrey, then London, the surrounding counties, that's Hampshire, Sussex, Kent, the southeast, then turn left and head down to the West Country, or up to the Midlands and East Anglia, across to Wales, up to Northern England, up to Scotland, and across to Northern Ireland. What a big country it is. And I wonder how many of the people you were thinking of, perhaps some family or friends, live in other regions of the country, perhaps in Scotland or the north of England, or down in the West Country somewhere, and they've come to mind to you today. How many of the people you love live beyond Whitley and Milford? But that's not the end of the world. What have we got beyond our country? We've got the whole globe, the whole world. Here's a map I managed to find of the countries of the world. So it's a really big place, and I bet if we were able to talk to each other from our classrooms and in our homes, that we'd actually find out that there's probably quite a few of us in the Chandler family who have people that we love, family, friends, and perhaps others all over the world. So there's probably a lot of love spread out all over the world in our community. And with that in mind, I want us to think of two lists. So my first list of words are other words for love, because love's a big idea. And here they are: adoration, affection, devotion, fondness, tenderness, and kindness. I wonder how you felt as I read them out. I bet the one or two that you knew really well made you feel really warm. Now here is another list of words: hate, dislike, ill will, unpleasantness, and unkindness. I bet those words made you feel very different indeed to the first list. I wonder which one you preferred. I'm sure we all probably preferred the first list. Let's just go back to the world for a minute. Here's the globe. I wonder how people who are perhaps very different to us in America or Brazil or Russia or perhaps South Africa, I wonder which list they preferred. Well, I'm sure, just like you and me, they'll prefer the first list, because we're all pretty similar, and we all need love, and we all want love. Which list do you think Jesus and his disciples would choose? Well, he spent his entire ministry sharing love and bringing love to people, so we know what his answer would be. But which list do you think God would like us or want us and urge us to use? It's the first list, isn't it? All those words that gave us a warm feeling and a connection to each other, which is really important at this time when we can't see all our friends every day. But that will change soon. We'll keep praying, and we're sure about it. Love, you'll see them again. So let us remind ourselves that the word love is used so many times in the Bible because it is so important to the whole world and to all of us in our lives and every day what we do. It's a big topic just for a few assemblies in a month, isn't it? So what I'd like us to do is now just take a little time for reflection before we end with a prayer and I say goodbye until next time. So let's start by remembering, as we hold up our family and friends that we've been thinking about and all the people we love and the idea of love around the world, that we can all help the world to have more love. Each one of us. Yes, we can. Each day, every day, we have the opportunity to show love to those around us. What a wonderful and powerful idea. In church, we believe that God loves everyone, everyone. You and me, everyone, very much. We believe that God wants His love to spread out to the world, but through us, through our words and also our actions and what we do. So now, whether you're in your classroom or at home, I'd like you to close your eyes and sit really still, just as we think about what we can do about love. So I want each one of us to think really hard about what we can do today to show love to others. Now, examples could be if we're at home or it's allowed in our bubbles, but maybe not, but maybe soon when we can, give someone a hug. Or you could help someone, help another member of the family or another member of your bubble in the class. Or when you're allowed to play with someone different in the family or in the bubble. Because often our smallest actions have a big effect when they're carried out in love. That's really important. So I want you to, while you're sitting quietly, just to think for a few seconds about what you are going to do today to show love to others. So just take a little time to think. Well done for taking the time to think about how you can love. Do open your eyes. And don't forget, as the day goes on and you've got a hard task to do at home or at school, don't forget the little thing you've just said you'll do. Keep to it, and you'll be happier and you'll make the world a little better. We can all do it. So I'm now going to finish with a prayer. Just a short prayer to sum up all the lovely things we've been thinking about this morning. And if you want to make it your prayer, just join in with Amen at the end. Dear God, we thank you for your love. We thank you for all the people who show love to us. Please help us to spread more love in the world by behaving in loving ways. Please help us to do something every day to show people that we care. Amen. Well, thank you so much for joining me this morning. It's been lovely to be with you. I really hope to be back in school with you someday soon. But until then, have an absolutely lovely day. God bless and goodbye.